Justice League movie's coming out very soon, and I'm super excited about it, aren't you? Well, let's go ahead and catch up on what's been going on in Justice League Rebirth. Following the original video, which I will link down below, we are now going into a story known as The State of Fear, in which The Flash and Jessica Cruz are going on a date? Sorry, couldn't make that any cheesier. Had to make it like a CW intro kind of a thing. With the city falling around them, the Justice League can only do one thing: run. Clark tells everyone that they have to get away from it. There's nothing that they can do. Run! A voice calls out to everyone, telling them to spread their fear, spread its taste to all life. Barry falls, telling him that he can't run. No matter where he goes, it'll find him and get him, and a creature materializes and lunges at him. Jessica says no. She used to be scared all the time, but not today. She creates a shield protecting Barry from the creature and then yells to Simon that she can't hold the monsters back for long. She needs help. Simon says that thing is making them too afraid to fight, but that is a big mistake. He jumps inside of the shield to help strengthen it, and even with his support, the pressure becomes too much. As the shield weakens, Simon says, "I don't see any other lanterns around here." And Barry gets up telling him no, but there is us. Everyone lend a hand. One by one, the members of the Justice League lock their hands, giving the lanterns all of their strength. Jessica channels the power and tells everyone that they are not afraid, and the green light begins to shine bright. As the sun comes up, Cyborg reports that emergency services are inbound. Seems there are no fatalities and there are limited injuries. Clark turns to the two lanterns and tells them that their rookie members are amazing. Without them, things would have gone very differently. Simon tells them thanks, but they were just doing their job. Barry puts his arm around Jessica, stating, "No way! Didn't you hear, Jessica? Not today." Totally awesome. As everyone gets ready to head home, Batman asks Superman if he has a moment, and Superman says that he can't. Family dinner. Cyborg opens up some boom tubes and tells everyone that he can give them a ride home if they'd like. While everyone starts jumping in, Jessica asks Barry Allen if he's leaving, and he tells her yeah, he's got some stuff to do. So she asks, is one of them dinner? Because if it is, you know, she's free too. Barry says, whoa, 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 are you asking me on a date? And Jessica blushes, thinking to herself, oh God, he's gonna say no, right? I feel like a complete idiot now. And Barry tells her no, actually yes. Whatever means that I'm okay with dinner. But I'm going to assume that it's just us and not everyone else, right? Jessica shouts, God, no, wait, should we invite everyone else? Cyborg chimes in telling them, definitely not. As much fun as it would be to watch, we all have other plans. And Simon asks, we? Jessica nervously asks, so she's in Seattle. How about Italian, Thai, burgers? You're not vegan, are you, Barry? And Barry tells her, whatever makes you comfortable. I'll eat anything, just lots of it. So Jessica says, fine. Restaurante Dioria, 8 o'clock. As Jessica steps into the boom tube, Barry shouts, all right, it's a date. And Jessica quietly says, oh my God. Meanwhile, Cyborg tells Simon that he should come with him to a football game with his old high school team, though it's more about spending time with the kids. Simon tells him, sure, okay, but I'm not gonna have to play, am I? Later that night, Jessica takes a shower and tries to figure out what she should wear. Maybe red, maybe she should just cancel. What was she thinking about going on a date with Barry? She should just call the Watchtower and say some alien invasion or something. Jessica stops herself and says that she's trying to talk herself out of something that could be fun. They're just going out as friends. Nothing's going to happen, right? Maybe she should floss her teeth again? About 15 minutes at dinner time, Barry rushes home to shower, change again, and change a third time, all within 3 minutes. As Jessica starts to arrive, Barry spots her and thinks that he should have brought flowers. He's gonna go get flowers. Jessica sees him run off and thinks that she knew it, and then he returns telling her, sorry, just wanted to get you something special. He holds out the stems that were flowers, but you know, super speed kind of takes away all the petals. Jessica tells him it's all right. It was sweet, but maybe he ran too fast. Once the two sit down for dinner, the waiter asks if he can take their order, and Jessica says that she'll have a salad to start, and then the sea bass. The waiter writes the order down, and Barry says that he'll have the salad with extra chicken, a bread basket, linguine, spaghetti carbonara, rigatoni a la ragu for men, and maybe some more bread. Jessica leans in asking if he really needs to eat that much, and Barry says actually, he didn't want to seem greedy in front of the lady. He really doesn't date that much. Jessica says yeah, she doesn't date either. And then Barry says, could we move things a little faster? Service here is really slow. And Jessica tells him that they just ordered. They don't have to rush everything, right? Barry says, well, it feels like it's been days. And Jessica quietly says that she knew she shouldn't have asked him out. He reaches down to touch Jessica's hand and he asks if everything's all right. And in Jessica's mind, she screams, he's touching me! She falls in her seat. She shouts, don't touch her, and the waiter comes over to try and calm her down, and then she blasts him across the room. She shouts that she didn't mean to, she thought he was gonna touch her. And Barry says he deserved it. He was looking at you funny. All of them are really. But really, you're making a fuss, why not just calm down? Jessica turns back to him with tears in her eyes asking, why would you say that? She gets up to run out and she goes through the kitchen trying to find somewhere to hide. All she needs is somewhere safe, somewhere like the rock and freezer. And then she can just calm down and go home. And just as she closes her eyes, Barry vibrates to the wall, telling Jessica that they should probably get out of here. And Jessica screams, blasting Barry through the wall and out into the streets. But also at this exact same time, Clark is sitting down with Lois and John for dinner when Lois asks if everything's okay. Clark tells her that he's just not hungry, maybe it's just a headache. And Lois tells him, come on, you haven't been yourself since you got back from the Earth's core. Batman said, but before she could finish, Clark stops her, telling her, we will not talk about Batman. This all started going wrong when he showed up. Lois says not to be stupid. He's just so desperate for approval from him. What is it now? Head over there and ask for a pat on the back? Clark looks at Lois and tells her, no. What I'm going to do is kill him. A short while later, Bruce is staring at his computer, thinking over everything that is happening to him. Everything that's happened to everyone around him. And it's all his fault. Jason was a child and the Joker killed him. But it was his fault. He was just as guilty as the people that he fights. But before Bruce can move to another person and think about how he wronged them, Superman charges in, grabbing him by the head and slamming him into the computer. Superman shouts, I did everything that you asked. I went to the Earth's core because you asked. And still, you have no trust for me? As Clark's eyes glow red, he tells Bruce that he's done the one thing that no villain has ever done. And that's piss me off, Batman. Batman looks into Superman's eyes and he tells him, do it, do it. Superman punches the computer screen, shouting, damn you, Batman. As the two men fall to the ground, Batman laughs, telling him, we're not exactly the world's finest team, are we? Back in Seattle, Jessica hides herself in her own protective bubble, shutting the rest of the world out. And then a voice returns, telling her that she must hide herself from the world. She must protect herself. Jessica tells herself yes, but she overcame it. She's a Green Lantern. She's not even a really good one. And the voice tells her, that's right. Stay here. Stay afraid. It's the feeling that you know best. Meanwhile, Flash is running through the restaurant thinking that he's too fast for these people. This was supposed to be a date, but everything went too fast and he blew it for everyone. Right now, he's gonna find out everything about these people in a blink of an eye. Go through their wallets, find their addresses, go through their lives, all between their heartbeats. Every breath a person takes is a lifetime to him, but not anymore. Barry stops in front of Jessica's bubble and he thinks that he might like her a lot, but he'd be too fast for her. The more Barry sits wondering what to do, he starts to hear voices. Not hear, feel voices, and he vibrates through the construct bubble, asking Jessica if she can hear those voices too. Her eyes shoot open as she blasts the Flash away, telling him to get away. She's going to be sick, and as she falls to the ground, she begins to vomit up black liquid, and that's when the voices get louder. The liquid crashes into the Flash, and the voices tell him, there's nowhere to run. We're all inside of everyone already. You can feel it. One of your own sits in isolation and self-loathing, fearing that he doesn't belong. Not with the rest of them, his core, his humanity, nowhere. Another already fell apart, different, but his fears about his disfigurement make him loathe himself. He's a monster, a victim. The liquid then breaks through the restaurant's windows, and the voice goes on stating that everyone has fears. But what happens when the people with the power to change worlds are governed by their fears? How protected will the world be when they plague this planet and its people? Who will stand against us when we're coming to claim you all? As the black liquid rampages through the city, Barry calls out to Jessica, asking if she can hear him. She tells him yes, she can't really hear, but she can feel what he's saying. But whatever this thing is, it's inside of her. It's got all of them. The more Jessica talks to Barry, the more faded his voice becomes until there is nothing. Back in the Batcave, Superman tells Batman that he really wants to kill him. And Batman tells him, I would let you. I have enough guilt inside that I've spent my entire life controlling, but I've always been afraid that that guilt would take over. Superman tells him, I've had to control my feelings too. I was angry with Lois and she was angry with me. Right now, I've never felt this kind of anger before for anyone. And Batman asks him, really? Are you sure it's really me that you're angry at? And possibly not something else? Over in Seattle, Jessica calls out to Barry and the black liquid washes over them as she reaches out. He grabs her hand and Jessica shouts at the voices. They're in the dark corners, the hidden ugliness, the parts that they don't want others to see. And Barry yells to Jessica that being a Green Lantern isn't about not being afraid, but it's overcoming that fear. You can't let those things define you. So show everyone, show the world that you can overcome them. The voices tell Jessica that she can't truly send them away. They are an infection and a cancer that will grow. Fear is just the beginning. And she screams, no, with her fist in the air and her light shining. The bright light pierces through the black liquid and it destroys everything inside, causing it to be a massive green explosion. As the light fades, Barry runs over telling Jessica, that was amazing. It's gonna be okay now. And she says, no, it isn't. She can still feel everyone. Though it's fading, it's still there. The next morning, Barry meets up with Jessica, and he says that he's really glad that she made it. He just wanted to make sure that everything's okay. She tells him that she hasn't told Simon yet, but she's going to be leaving the Justice League. She's going to carry on being a Green Lantern, but she doesn't want to be a part of the League. Not now. Not after, well, you know. Barry tries to tell her that it wasn't him last night, and Jessica tells him it was, maybe, just a little different. She felt all of it, all of him, all of the others. Not just the bits that they let out, but the ones that they don't want people to know. And she can't be around that. Barry grabs Jessica's arm, stating, "Come on, you can't be like this, we need you." And Jessica tells him, "No, you don't. It was Hal's choice to put us here, and now I'm making mine. I'm gonna leave." And as Jessica walks off, Barry asks, "What about us?" And Jessica tells him, "Take it slow, Barry. Take it slow." And there you have it. What's going to happen to Flash and Jessica Cruz? Will they or won't they? What's going to happen with our Friends characters? Now, if you want to see what else is happening in the Justice League Rebirth, because trust me, it does have some more epic storylines other than this like romantic triangle thing, then subscribe to the channel, or you can check out the rest of our Justice League videos right here to celebrate the movie. Or in general, you can see something recommended by YouTube right over here. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you next time. I'll be there for you.